Hi out there, everybody. Thank you so much for your interest in Michigan State University. My name is Adam Davis, and I am an admissions counselor here in the Office of Admissions here at Michigan State. Today will be an abbreviated version of our regular admissions presentation that we administer throughout the year here at Michigan State. We are going to primarily cover the application process of applying to Michigan State, as well as talk about some of the different opportunities that are available here at Michigan State. And we hope by the end of the presentation today that you'll have a little bit more information on Michigan State. You'll learn more about what our campus stands for, what our campus is all about, as well as get some additional information on how to apply, as well as how to contact us. So let's jump right into it. So when you think about Michigan State is a large campus. We are located in East Lansing, Michigan, and we are a campus of about 50,000 total students. And while many schools think that being a large school may be a bad thing, Michigan State absolutely 100% embraces this. We love being a big school. We love being a part of the Big Ten Conference in terms of academics as well as athletics. And we feel like being a big school means a lot of opportunities for you guys as students. So there are lots of different things that you're able to do here because of the size of our campus. You'll see most of our students are undergraduate students, so pursuing that very first degree, a Bachelor's of Arts or a Bachelor's of Science. And then a quarter of our students are still going on to pursue something else. So perhaps a master's degree, perhaps a law degree. And then we also have 3 different colleges of medicine here at Michigan State: osteopathic medicine, human medicine, as well as veterinary medicine. So students have a wide array of majors that they can choose from here at Michigan State. We'll talk about those in a little bit. In the fall, our incoming class for the fall of 17, so in August of 2017, we welcomed about 8,000 brand new freshmen to our campus, which was one of our largest incoming classes that we had ever received here at Michigan State. So we are really, really excited about the number of students that we have, as well as the types of students that we have joining us. You'll see that students come from 130 different countries. We have students that come from all 50 states here in the Union, as well as all parts of Michigan, all 80 plus counties here in the state of Michigan and all throughout. So we're really proud of the type of student that we have coming to Michigan State. It's a diverse group of students that range in ethnicity, that range in socioeconomic background, that range in major, that range in where students are from. We want our campus body to have all sorts of different students that both look like you as well as do not look like you. That's something that's very important to us here in the Office of Admissions. And you'll see that a lot of students have felt that way. So when they go to graduate, you'll become a part of our alumni network that has over 500,000 living alumni worldwide. So those are here in Michigan as well as throughout the world. So we're really excited about the size of our campus here at Michigan State. We feel like that lends a lot of opportunities for our students, and that comes along with majors. So whether you know exactly what it is that you want to study when you get to college, or you have no idea whatsoever what you want to study when you get to college, Michigan State could be a really great fit for you. As you can see, we have over 200 different areas of study, including 150 different majors. So that covers everything from accounting all the way to zoology. So there are lots of different things that our students study when they're here on campus. All of our majors are part of our degree-granting colleges. So we have a College of Communication Arts and Sciences, a College of Engineering, a College of Social Work, etc. And then we have 3 different residential college options, which are living learning options here at Michigan State that focus on the arts and humanities, that focus on pre-law, as well as focus on pre-med and the natural sciences. So what does your classroom experience look like when you're at Michigan State? Depends on the class and depends on a lot of different factors when it comes to what you're looking for in your classroom experience. So one thing that comes along with being a school of Michigan State size is that we're able to offer lots of different opportunities for classes. So the student to faculty ratio right now is the national average, which is 17-1. Now, that does not mean every single one of your classes is going to have just 17 students, but you'll notice there that most of your classes here at Michigan State are going to have 50 students or fewer, about roughly over 80%. 10 to 12% of your classes would be what we would call large lecture classes. So those would be classes that would be over 100 students in nature. So most of your classes typically would not be what we would call large lecture hall classes. We have classes that go anywhere from 5 to 10 all the way up to 100 plus. So really depending on the time of the class, the day of the class, as well as the subject of your class, those things really negotiate what your average class looks like. In terms of a number, the average class size at Michigan State is 37 students. So usually your first 2 years, those are a little bit larger than that, maybe 40, 45 students. And then your second 2 years, it usually goes from 25 to 35 students, again, depending on your major. So the classroom experience, depending on a number of different things, will really differ depending on all sorts of different things. So I think the one thing that we really want to drive home, that I really want to drive home, is that the classroom experience can be very engaging. The classroom experience can be very specific to you, can be very tailored to what you're looking for, and does not have to necessarily have all of your classes be large and overwhelming. We want our students to take advantage of some of the many opportunities that are here at Michigan State. So when we think about all the different opportunities that come to a student that are available, some of those things come through flavors like entrepreneurship and undergraduate research. So we have just started an entrepreneurship minor here at Michigan State, so you can start to take classes like that, as well as be part of a club or organization that really focuses on the entrepreneurial spirit. Likewise, every student, once they're a freshman here on our campus, can take part in undergraduate research. Regardless of your major, regardless of how many credits you have, regardless of any factors here at Michigan State, we want you to participate in undergraduate research as a freshman. These are freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, all the way up through your undergraduate degree. We feel that students that are involved in things like entrepreneurship, undergraduate research, a club or organization on campus, we know that those students are more engaged, along with education abroad. You'll notice it doesn't just say study abroad there, it actually says education abroad. So right now, Michigan State goes to 60 plus different countries. We go to all 7 continents, and we offer 275 different programs. This picture, of course, you'll see is Antarctica. So we have Spartans literally traveling the globe at all times of the year. About roughly 1 in 3 students here at Michigan State decide that they want to study abroad for at least a couple weeks. That starts anywhere from between your senior year of high school and your freshman year of college, and goes all the way through your senior year of college here at MSU. There's no wrong time to study abroad. There's a bunch of different opportunities that come with that. And some of those opportunities will come with our Honors College, which is one of the oldest in the country. And our Honors College offers some really unique learning benefits, such as being able to schedule classes sooner, being able to take graduate level courses at an undergraduate price. You'll also be able to have scholarships available to you as well. And if there's a class that you need to get into and it's full, if you're an honor student, that class can become open, because we want to make sure that our honor students are being challenged in a way as such that they're able to get the classes that they need right away. So if you're in our Honors College, you'll see it's by invitation only. So there's 2 ways to get into the Honors College. First is with your high school, when you're a high school student, a high school senior rather, and you apply to Michigan State by November 1st of your senior year, we will look at your application in that way. Typically, students that are in the Honors College have a 1,400 on their SAT or a 30 on their ACT, and typically are in the top 5% of their graduating class. Those are just kind of some estimates of typically where students are being admitted to the Honors College at. That's the first way. The second way is if you're in the top 10% of your major, your first semester here at Michigan State. So let's say, for instance, you're in the top 10% of accounting, the Honors College could invite you in at that point. So there are 2 different ways to get into our Honors College, which is one of the oldest in the country, that offers a number of unique benefits only available to those students. And like I said a few seconds ago, we want our students to be involved and engaged in things outside of the classroom. We want you to have a great experience inside of the classroom as well as outside of the classroom. So you'll see that we have over 900 different student clubs and organizations that you can take part in. So we've got academic clubs, we've got social clubs, we've got clubs based on how you identify, and clubs everything in between. So we want you to get the most out of this experience. We really want you to find students that, again, are both like you and not like you. So there are more than enough clubs to join, and if for some reason we don't have it here, we want you to invent it. So this number goes up every single year because more and more clubs are being invented. We want you to stay active. So there's all kinds of bike paths and running paths on campus. We've got concerts coming through campus. So if you have a specific type of music taste, there may be a concert that comes through for you. And I know a lot of students that are watching this are athletic. They are in sports right now, and they may want to continue that once they get to a place like Michigan State. And we absolutely want you to do that. So we have 3 different intramural athletic facilities, which are kind of like gyms, if you will, spread throughout the campus here. We've got 25 Division I college athletic teams, so the ones that you've seen on TV, like football or basketball. We've got 28 different club sports, so there's sports like club dodgeball, club football, volleyball, etc., that you can pay to play in these opportunities and play against other schools, as well as intramural sports where you can just play against other squads here on campus. So we want you to get involved, whatever that looks like, whether it's undergraduate research, whether it is entrepreneurship, whether it's in our honors college, whether it's within student clubs and organizations. We know students that are really active outside of the classroom actually do better on the inside of the classroom. They have a better GPA. They're more likely to meet people, and they're more likely to be engaged in their studies. So we want you to find your people when you come to Michigan State. So when it comes to the tuition, you'll see the tuition breakdown for both Michigan students as well as students outside the state of Michigan. That includes the tuition and fees and room and board for 1 single year. So what you'll notice is that Michigan State last year gave out $1.4 billion in financial aid. So we've seen roughly about 70% of our students receive some sort of federal student aid. And aid can come in a number of different fashions. First is need-based aid, which is based primarily on your financial situation. You've got merit-based scholarships, which are going to be based on your grades, test scores, your curriculum, your extracurricular activities, and other factors that a committee would look at, as well as part-time work. Right now, we know that we have more jobs available at Michigan State than we have students. So there are all kinds of opportunities to work in an office here at Michigan State, to work in a library, to work with athletics, to work in a dining hall or residence hall. We know there are tons of opportunities for students that want to work. And we know most students want to at least maybe work a little bit when they come to a place like MSU. So we have those opportunities that are available here. So when it comes to financing your education, we can utilize both federal student funds as well as individual funds, grants, scholarships, and other ways to help with paying for your college experience. When it comes to the criteria, like I said, primarily the bulk of this presentation will be on the actual application process to Michigan State. So here are the things that we look for. I said in the beginning, my job is as an admissions counselor. So my job will be to review files that come in, and I have counselors and colleagues that do very similar things to me. And here are the things that we're really going to look at. So we're kind of peeling back the curtain here and showing you exactly what it is that we're looking for. Obviously, the first and foremost thing that we're going to look at is your transcripts. How did you do in your grades? And our initial transcript review is going to be through grades 9, grades 10, and grades 11. We'll talk about when we want you to apply in a second. But typically, when we receive student transcripts, those are going to go from grades 9, grades 10, and grades 11. So we want to look to see how you did in your core classes. So how you did in classes like English, math, science, social studies, foreign language, dual enrollment, civics, economics, government, and classes like that. What we would call traditionally a college prep curriculum. It's not that we do not think electives are important. It's just that we know that those core classes really prepare a student well for Michigan State University. We're going to look at how you did in your core classes, and then we're also going to look to see how your grades were trending. Did your grades go up as you went towards your 11th grade year, or did they go down as you went towards your 11th grade year, or did they fluctuate kind of all over the place? Grade trend to us is important, so we want to see that your grades are going up as you get towards your 11th grade year and then coasting into your senior year as well to making sure that they're still strong. Obviously, not just looking at the grades of these courses, but what the grades in the courses were. What actual courses were you taking? So we're going to look at the curriculum of your courses. So of course, your core classes, we're going to look at those, but we also want to see how you do with AP classes and IB classes, if those are available. How you did with honors college classes or dual enrollment classes. If you take an AP class or an IB class, we're actually going to give you a little bit of a bump because we know those are challenging college prep curriculum courses. And you can actually look on our website to see what scores you get on your AP or IB exams will transfer to Michigan State for credit here. When it comes to the tests, we would like to see either an ACT test or an SAT test. Michigan State does not have a preference on which. What we do is we take the highest overall composite score. So we actually encourage multiple attempts on your SAT or your ACT. We're only going to take your highest score, so we will throw out the lowest ones and keep only your highest ones. Those test scores need to be sent directly from the agency. So if you're watching this and you're getting ready to take an SAT or an ACT, we want you to send us your test scores. Even if you feel like those may not be your best scores, we want to see every test you've taken, and that way we can see the progression, and again, just keep your highest overall composite test score. Michigan State also wants to see additional information that tells us a little bit about you and who you are as a student. So we're going to ask that you write two different personal statements of about 200 words apiece that ask a prompt and gives you an opportunity to tell us in an open-ended format about what these questions are asking. So this is really a great opportunity for you to tell us who you are as a student. Since your grades are so black and white, this is an opportunity for us to maybe see something on your application or personal statement that may not come across in your grades or your test scores. At this point, we do not require letters of recommendation, so you do not need to send them in at this time. This is what we recommend in terms of the curriculum. This is just a recommendation. These are not requirements in terms of what we want to see, but we definitely want to see 4 years of English coming out of high school, 3 years of math, 3 years of social studies, 2 years of a science, and 2 years of a world language. That's a recommended college prep curriculum that would set you up very nicely to come to Michigan State. The second part of that is that we want all students to have at least 3 core classes each term of their senior year. So we need almost half of your curriculum, your senior year, to be college prep in nature. Obviously, senior year, you may be running out of courses you can take, and we know that all sorts of different things come into your schedule when it comes to your senior year. But we think it's very, very important, and we know that most of our students that do well here at Michigan State had 3 core classes per term their senior semester. So in the event that you don't have those, you will receive notification from our office that said your application would be strengthened by you adding core courses to your curriculum. So make sure as you're getting your schedule ready for whichever semester you're at, that you have 3 core classes when it begins within your senior year there. Again, we had about 8,000 students join us in August of 2017, which was one of our largest classes ever, which we were really, really excited about. And if we were to see what those students look like, here's kind of what they would look like. So if we were to take those 8,000 students and look at just the middle 50% of those students. So those students would look like this. They'd have between a 3.5 to a 3.9 high school reported grade point average. What that means is we have students that are both below a 3.5 and above a 3.9, but the primary majority of those students are between a 3.5 to a 3.9. The composite ACT was between a 24 to a 29. So again, 25% of students below that, 25% of students above that. And for the new SAT, an 1150 to 1330 was the middle 50% or our average. This is what we encourage students to shoot for. Do not necessarily rule yourself in or rule yourself out by these numbers here, but this is primarily where Michigan State has been admitting students to this point. We know over this next year into the fall semester of 18 and on that we are going to continue to grow in our applications, which is fantastic. But that just means that we will be looking for really specific things when it comes to grade point average and GPA, as well as test score when it comes to the application process. So again, don't rule yourself in or out by these, but these are kind of traditionally the numbers that we want to see students being admitted at. So here's the process. What do you need to do? So our application is available right now. So if you are a senior, we want to encourage you to apply by November 1st of your senior year for maximum scholarship consideration. All applications that come to our office before November 1st will automatically be reviewed for scholarship consideration. There's nothing additional that you need to do. Michigan State is on what's called rolling admissions, which means we will take applications until we fill up, and we fill up every single year. This last year, just to kind of give you an idea of numbers for the fall semester of 2016, we had over 36,000 applications, and we're anticipating more for this upcoming fall semester of 2018. So get your application in early. We want to see applications that come in between August and October 31st, I guess you could say, of your senior year. Check your account to make sure all documents are received. So you will be able to log into your student account, which I will give you the link for at the very end of this video, that will let you know how to apply to Michigan State. This is where you're going to apply to Michigan State, where you're going to upload all of your documents, and this is where is going to be our primary method of communication with you. So we're going to let you know if we need any additional information. We're going to let you know that you've been admitted. We're going to let you know if there's anything that you're missing through this student account. So everything is done online in real time. And we ask that you give us up to 12 weeks for an initial decision. As I said a few seconds ago, we're going to be receiving well over 36,000 applications this year, which is just a fantastic problem to have. But we want to make sure that we show time and respect with every single application that we receive. You guys are spending lots of time and spending money to apply to Michigan State, so we want to make sure we respect the process and go through every single application. So we ask from the time that we receive your application, your test scores, as well as your personal statement. So once we receive all of these documents, we'll be able to render a decision for you. So once we have your app, your test score, and of course your transcripts, we'll be able to render a decision on your file. So we are on the hook for the 12 weeks once we receive that third and final piece of information there. So the 12 weeks does not start when you apply. It starts rather when your file is considered complete. This is just an idea of what your actual account is going to look like. So you'll see everything is done, again, kind of in real time there. You're able to check your status. You'll know if we have everything. You'll know if we're missing anything. You can change your major. You can edit terms. You can edit email addresses. You can pretty much do anything through this account here. So this will be the primary source that we will utilize to communicate with you as a student. So that way you're not having to call up the office and wondering what's happening with your application. It's all done in one place. And of course, would not be 2017 if we did not talk about social media. Michigan State has an extremely active presence on social media, and we want to interact with you. There are great ways to get your questions answered, to follow students when we do student takeovers, to know what's going on at Michigan State. The best way to kind of get a feel for Michigan State, of course, is to visit. So we want you to visit, and there are ways that you can do that through social media platforms here. If you're unable to visit right away or you want to see what's going on campus right now, social media is a great way to do that. So you'll see our Instagram, Twitter, our Snapchat, and Facebook pages. You'll notice that Michigan State is the most Instagrammed place in Michigan, which we are extremely excited about. So when it comes to the social media, this is a great way for you to get involved and engaged with us. So what we really want you to do is we want you to schedule some time to come to campus here. For more information, we want you to reach out on our social media, what you see here, contact our office, or schedule a tour. You can do all of these things on our admissions website, which is admissions.msu.edu, or you can just go to bsspartan.com for our application information. We hope to hear from you soon. We hope that you got some really great information from this video, and we hope that this is just the beginning contact in what will be hopefully many contacts with you and our office here in the Office of Admissions here at Michigan State University. Again, my name is Adam Davis, and go green.